China's bold move in Africa will shock you. Over the past 25 years, Africa has undergone a strategic transformation, turning away from Western influence, especially the US, and embracing deeper ties with China. Surveys reveal a steadily growing positive public opinion toward China across the continent, especially in sub-Saharan Africa. This isn't just elite diplomacy. China is genuinely popular among ordinary citizens. Why? Because while the U.S. has long approached Africa with a lens of intervention and control, often through agencies like USAID, accused of destabilizing governments, China has invested heavily in tangible infrastructure: roads, hospitals, schools, and energy. This approach aligns with the Belt and Road Initiative, offering African nations a development model that promises long-term economic growth without overt political strings. Proof is given by former African Union ambassador to the United States.
Show me one country that USAID was in and education improved. Show me what country where USAID was in and healthcare improved. The American taxpayer needs to know the billions of dollars that are being given to USAID, a fraction is making it to the people. We need to understand the real reason why USAID is in Africa. And not just USAID, but other NGOs. When you look at it on paper, it all looks really good, but they're actually wolf in sheep's clothing. They are using that open access sounding humanitarian to constantly destabilize governments. I can tell you right now, the majority of African leaders, and not just African leaders, but leaders in the developing world, are celebrating the exit of USAID.
Africa, rich in rare earth minerals critical to technologies like AI, EVS, and renewable energy, is now the center of a fierce geopolitical race. China has secured its dominance by investing billions in countries like the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, locking in access to cobalt and copper through infrastructure for resources deals. Meanwhile, the U.S. is scrambling to catch up, offering military support and relaxing anti-corruption measures, moves that are seen more as exploitation than partnership. One striking case is how American companies once owned key DRC mines, only to sell them to China, cementing Beijing's control over these resources. Now, even as the U.S. tries to re-enter the game, its efforts are seen as too little, too late. Things worsened when former President Trump cut aid to South Africa over its land reform laws, deepening anti-American sentiment. This not only threatens humanitarian sectors like healthcare, but also further alienates key African nations, pushing them closer to BRICS and China. Ultimately, the world is witnessing a shift. Africa is no longer just a pawn in global politics. It's the battlefield for influence between East and West. And right now, China is winning.